Over the 50 years that monster trucks have been around, we've seen some really weird designs. Some of which even stretch the definition of what a monster truck can be. So in this video, we're going to be looking at some of the wildest designs that have ever come out of the monster truck motorsport. Please enjoy. Starting out, we have Bigfoot number 5. With its 10-foot tires, this is the tallest monster truck that has ever been built. Now, the truck has never competed in a real monster truck competition, because, let's be honest, this would be a little bit unfair. But the truck has been shown off in Bigfoot-sanctioned events like displays and obstacle races. Being the spectacle that it is, Bigfoot number 5 has been featured in 2 monster truck video games, as well as plenty of toys and merch. Ultimately, the truck stands as a testament to the innovation of the monster truck that the Bigfoot team is known for. Another Bigfoot truck that stands out from the rest is Bigfoot Fastrax. When I said we were going to be stretching the definition of a monster truck, this is kind of what I was talking about. Bob Chandler, the creator of Bigfoot, decided to put a custom 1990 Ford Aerostar body on treads.
Monster Tanks, the newest vehicle in a motorsport that is always looking for a new and surprising way to thrill the audience. And Bob Chandler, I have to say I'm a bit surprised, knowing that you never liked tanks. When my one son said, "Daddy has a tank," I said, "No, you're crazy. That may be a blue tank, but it's not a Bigfoot family member." But I was wrong.
No, I really don't like the vehicles. I like pickup trucks, I always have. But this was an exception. I saw this vehicle. It was put together at one time by somebody else, and I fell in love with it. It was neat.
And just to be clear, this was actually competing against other monster trucks. You would see this thing crushing cars and doing drag races all the same. Fastrax also competed against other track vehicles. It would do long jump attempts, and even a stunt where it would run through the shell of another monster truck. Now, unfortunately, because of a back injury that Bob Chandler faced while doing a long jump in the Fastrax, both him and the truck would soon have to retire from competing.
The last time I drove was in the track vehicle. Normally what we do with the track is we hit 3 cars and jump and land on 3 more and then drive away. There's a space between them. And George Carpenter was your track official back then, and he built a ramp for me for the first cars. Well, I didn't realize, but that threw me further, and I cleared the 3 cars and landed on the ground, and it just knocked my breath out. It actually bruised my insides, and I couldn't get my breath, and it was nighttime, and nobody could get in because I got the switch for the raise the canopy up. I finally got the canopy up and went to the hospital, and they just says, "You're just bruised, you go home."
After this happened, Bob actually sold the vehicle over to Chandler Lloyd, who has since renamed the vehicle into Fastrax 2.0.
Seatbelts, everyone! Please let this be a normal field trip. With a friend? No way!
Cruising on down Main Street, you're relaxed and feeling good. Next thing that you know, you're seeing.
Monster truck legend Michael Vaughters decided to put a 2/3 scale school bus on monster truck tires, debuting in 2011 as Higher Education. The truck quickly became a fan favorite because, I mean, look at this thing. It's competed in both Monster Jam and independent events, and has been included in various Monster Jam toy lines, along with a couple of Monster Jam video games. A weird thing that I didn't even know about the truck until making this video is that the driver's seat isn't even at the front of the bus. Instead, it's just smack dab in the middle of the thing. If you think about it though, this does make sense, given how the overextended body of higher education is just placed on a normal monster truck chassis, where the driver's seat would normally be. Now, up until this year, higher education was actually the only bus-themed monster truck. That is until Monster Jam decided to make their very own school bus truck, that being Classroom Crusher. But regardless, I think for a lot of us, higher education will always stand as one of the coolest and weirdest truck designs out there. The truck that drives in reverse. Backwards Bob. Okay, yeah, the truck isn't really driving in reverse, and instead just has a backwards body. But nonetheless, this has to be one of the funnest designs that Monster Jam has ever come up with. The truck debuted at Monster Jam World Finals in 2008, confusing audiences worldwide. Even today, while watching Backwards Bob perform a wheelie, for example, I sometimes think I'm watching the truck do a stoppie. The truck can undeniably be pretty confusing to watch from the third-person point of view. And speaking of, the truck has been featured in multiple Monster Jam video games, where I would say it can be the hardest truck to play. Given that you are playing from a third-person point of view, getting turned around just makes things really confusing when you have to remember which way Bob is actually facing. Regardless, the truck itself competed in Monster Jam up until 2016, where it would go into a hiatus for many years before returning for a single event in Spokane, Washington, for the sole purpose of Monster Jam retaining the trademark for the truck. Nonetheless, the truck would actually get its first ever championship win at this very event, to the delight of fans like myself.
What?
It is Backwards Bob, okay.
What?
I guess, well, yeah, Gravedigger didn't even get to do the racing, so. Okay. Awesome.
All right. There we go.
Retired monster truck racers Brad and Jennifer Campbell have built the world's longest monster truck, the Sin City Hustler.
Would you believe me if I said this one doesn't compete at events? This truck is much more of a novelty than a practical monster truck, but regardless, the Sin City Hustler takes up to 12 passengers on thrill rides in White Hills, Arizona. This 32-foot long beast took a whopping 15 months for Brad and Jennifer to build, and according to them, also $1 million to build. In 2017, the truck was even recognized by Guinness as the longest monster truck in the world, cementing this vehicle's legacy. In 2012, Monster Jam ran a fan vote to decide which design to turn into a real truck. What ended up winning was the early artwork of the Zombie Monster Truck. Officially debuting in 2013, Zombie features a very unique body design. The truck features an exposed brain on top of the vehicle, an absolutely terrifying face up front, and of course the main draw to the thing, its waggling arms. In fact, the arms themselves have become so iconic that this little move right here has been widely adopted as a signature move for zombie drivers and fans. Ironically, for the first year of competition for the truck, the arms were taken off for racing and freestyles. But presumably, after Monster Jam saw how big of a hit the truck and its arms were, they decided to make it work. That's not to say Monster Jam hasn't had issues with the arms since. If the truck falls over just the right way, those arms definitely can fall off and break completely. Additionally, at World Finals 22, one of Zombie's arms had to be removed. This is because the arm was actually blocking the driver's view for seeing the green light in racing. But ultimately, Zombie has become a staple of Monster Jam, competing every single year since its debut, and will likely continue to do so for years to come. This next one's gonna be a bit brief. I found a monster truck that only has 2 short videos containing it on YouTube. A big part of the reason this footage is so rare is because the truck only ran from the year 1999 to 2000. The truck I'm referring to is Mike Welch's Red Baron. Named after the World War I fighter pilot, the Red Baron is a very unique biplane monster truck. Just like a real biplane, its front tires are much larger than the back ones, putting the truck at an upward-facing angle. And though there's very little footage out there of the truck, we do get to see it do the very thing that Brian built it to do. Because according to the Monster Truck Wiki, the truck was built, and I quote, for the sole purpose of crashing it into a makeshift barn. Though the truck was short-lived, at least the truck accomplished what it was made for. We can't talk about weird monster truck designs without bringing up Wild Thang. The story goes, Tony Farrell, the truck's creator, used to be a school bus driver, and a high school student that rode his bus would draw crazy designs and show them to Tony. One day, Tony handed out every design the teen made to all of the bus passengers, and the most popular one ended up being a 3D skull with sunglasses. Honestly, I never even noticed that the windshield was meant to be sunglasses until doing research for this video. Now, the 3D body was actually one of the first of its kind, and it even laid the groundwork for the body type that the majority of Monster Jam trucks use today, which a lot of people are not very happy about. The truck competed in various monster truck events over the years, including Monster Jam. It would also be featured in plenty of merchandise and a couple of video games. The truck is still competing today under Triple B Motorsports. In terms of the actual body design, this has to be one of the weirdest monster trucks ever made. Quad Chaos is a custom ATV-shaped monster truck. Created by the Badlands Racing Team in 2014, the truck debuted with a primarily green and black color scheme, along with its iconic handlebars on top of the truck. The truck would actually feature plenty of different paint schemes over the years, including yellow, pink, red, and a blue and orange design. And beyond just other designs for the truck, it even received a twin truck called Whole Shot. This truck featured a nearly identically shaped body, with handlebars and all, but the paint scheme was a bit different, featuring swipes of pink, yellow, and blue, along with a logo which directly referenced Quad Chaos. Now, Whole Shot ended up being fairly short-lived because after Triple B Motorsports bought the rights to both trucks, they would swap out Whole Shot's body with Monster Patrol, essentially retiring the design. That said, Quad Chaos is still around today, running at different events all around the world. And that's gonna do it. Those were the weirdest monster trucks ever built. Let me know in the comments what you think the weirdest monster truck is. Leave a like and a hype if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.